Yeah, and it's just oh my god, the other day all I was doing was making the bed, and I don't know what happened. I turned the wrong way and I was fucking immobilized for like the rest of the day.
What?
It was fucked up.
You need some real CBD. You have to really use it. Apparently it has like a brain barrier thing, kind of like
a blood-brain barrier.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't work on the topical as like
no.
You'd have to like
you need to consume
eat it
shit.
or whatever.
Yeah. Eat it,
smoke it, snort it.
Yeah, do it, because if you're feeling, I mean, I'm not saying that's the answer to everything, but if you're having pain and you don't know what's up, try something.
That doctor's office is like, it's such a hassle.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree. Besides all that, how was your week?
I don't even remember what happened this week. I have no idea what happened.
I saw you skating on Instagram.
Oh yeah, I busted out the skates. I'm gonna get some new skates. Because those are heavy.
Okay.
Those skates are fucking heavy. And the stoppers are too fucking big.
That's probably why you fucked up, because you was skating on some big ass skates and you didn't.
No, this was pre that, but I don't remember what happened this week. I know I watched something on TV. I finally watched Penny Dreadful, City of Angels.
Oh, how was that?
It was nothing like the first Penny Dreadful. The first Penny Dreadful series,
I seen it,
was so bleak,
and
it was just like everything was like
death.
It was just dark. Like even the way it was shot, it was always dark.
Yeah,
there was never any fucking sunlight. This one, was based in LA, and it's about Santa Muerte, the Mexican American saint of death, basically. And like, did you watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
You remember the episodes where the twins, they went and they were like beating their chests and they were crawling into that. They crawled into that. It was like a shack and it had like all this, like, it looked like skulls and
yes and
stuff.
no.
You don't remember that part? Okay, well, that's Santa Muerte. So people pray to her for like protection from their enemies or to like win battles. So this one is about in the 1938, where the fucking World War II is going on over there. And we are actually, I think it hasn't started yet. Hitler is basically, attacking fucking countries over there. But the United States hasn't gotten involved yet in the war. And so it's pre-World War II, but there's some German people living here and they're like sympathizing with Hitler.
Of course.
And then there's a whole war between white people and Mexicans in California, in LA, basically.
Yep.
And during the time of the Pachuco Wars, where basically the Pachucos were fighting with like white sailors. It was interesting, and I was just like, okay, this is way different from the first one.
Yeah.
But I thought like it ended, and I was like, I wasn't satisfied with the ending. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna, there's gonna be a second season.
Yeah.
Because I was like, that's it. Like
that's it.
It was like kind of a letdown. The ending. It was anticlimactic.
Sorry,
but that's pretty much, I think, all I remember doing this week. How was your week?
I got my first sale at work last week.
Oh, that's cool.
We got a new patron. Yes, I'm doing stuff. I'm selling stuff. I'm of value. I'm doing great. I'm working. So I'm getting I'm getting comfortable in my role. I'm feeling more confident working remotely and, running shit like a boss. And I got to go up to Oakland this weekend and see my distanced friends. Got to see Rupa and Nini. So that was cool. We moved Mom out of her apartment yesterday, and I'm so freaking tired. I'm exhausted. And I think I was mentioning it earlier. I'm overwhelmed. I'm a little tired today, but we are powering through because we can't let you down. You need your podcast. But it was a really good week last week. I feel good. I feel great. But we did get a new patron.
Yeah.
And before we go there,
go where?
I'm Sunny Hepburn.
And I'm Brandi Fleeks.
And this is Book of Lies, the podcast.
Like, go where?
Where are we going?
The fuck are you talking about?
Welcome, listeners. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for recommending us. And thank you for supporting us. And we want to raise a glass and welcome Bearded Buddha to our Patreon family. Welcome. And thank you so much. And if any of you guys want to join us on Patreon, feel free to do so. There's a link in the bio, and there's lots of episodes that you guys can listen to. I'm getting some shirts made, so soon some of you guys will be getting some shirts. I'm going to order some more stickers that say it's Bulp Bitches. And whatever else you guys want us to do for you, because we love you so much. So if you're a new listener, welcome. If you're an old listener, what does that mean? We're friends. Thank you guys for being here, and thank you for coming back. You can always connect with us on social, on Twitter at Book of Lies Pod, on Instagram and Facebook at Book of Lies Podcast. We have a group. And you could visit our website at bookofliespodcast.com, where you can listen to all of our episodes. You can check out some of our collaborations that we've had with other podcasts out there. There's so many, and we love all of you guys. So let's just get to it. Brandi, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about this dead guy called Gregor MacGregor. He lived a long time ago in the 1800s.
A long time ago.
Dead. But he did some shit while he was alive. So we're going to talk about him. So Gregor MacGregor was born on December 24th, 1786.
Christmas Eve, huh?
Yeah.
1786?
Yeah.
You taking it way back.
Because this is funny. Well, I mean, it's not funny. I guess it's not funny because at the time, their communication was very, very slow.
Very slow. Very, very slow.
So he got away with some shit. But, I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. So Gregor MacGregor, he was born, again, December 24th, 1786. He was a Scottish soldier and an adventurer and a fucking shyster. Basically, he did a whole bunch of, he was in the Scottish military, and of course, they did a lot of stuff going back and forth to South America. He had a tendency to abandon his troops. Like, if he thought they were going to lose, he would just fucking bounce.
Oh, damn.
And,
gotta go.
Yeah, he'd just be gone. And so, he, for some reason, he was still, not fucking booted from the military.
Because isn't that called, an abandoning, or,
It's called going AWOL.
AWOL?
Yeah, and it's called,
bitching out?
That's what it is. No, it's cowardice.
Okay.
But what is it called? Abandoning your post.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
So, he did that. He would lead soldiers and then he would leave them.
Oh, so he was a leader.
He was brigadier general. He was brigadier general. So they were they'd go to Venezuela, they'd go to New Granada, they would go, they went to fucking Florida, because Florida was a Spanish republic at the time, or a part of Spain.
And he's Irish?
He's Scottish.
He's Scottish, excuse me.
Scottish.
That's not the same.
Portobello, Rio de la Hacha. They were in a lot of places. So, in 1820, he ended up in a place called the Mosquito Coast at Cape Gracias de Dios on the Gulf of Honduras. And so he managed to finagle some land from King Frederick Augustus. For some reason, that was the name of the king over there in fucking Ecuador. From the Mosquito Coast people. Mm-hmm. They're known as mosquitoes, the Mosquito people. They're descendants of African slaves that were shipwrecked and the indigenous people of Honduras. So they're Afro-Latino, Afro-Hispanic, whatever you want to call them. They didn't really like Spain. So when British people came over, they were super nice to them because they shared that in common. The British people didn't like the Spanish, and the people
they had a shared hatred of people.
Yeah, because the Spanish were going down there trying to conquer everything. That's why it's called fucking Latin America. That's why they speak Spanish, because Spain went over there and fucking did what fucking Columbus did in the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. Actually, the Spanish went over there too. But so he managed to finagle some fucking land from this King King George Frederick Augustus of the Mosquito Coast. And he managed to get 8 million acres from them, which is, I guess, equivalent to 12,500 square miles.
That's a lot of fucking land.
It's an area that's larger than Wales in England. In the UK. Wales is not in England. Wales is its own country. And he managed to get that land in exchange for some rum and some jewelry.
Fucker.
Yeah. So, he didn't pay money, just like the freaking jackasses that bought some land from the natives for basically like fucking what? A penny on the dollar.
Pennies on the dollar.
Like 4 cents.
It's disgusting.
On the dollar.
It's disgusting.
So he got this land, right? And the land was gorgeous because, it's lush. It's basically like uninhabited, brand new land, but it was not good land for farming, for cultivation, and you couldn't really like put farms on it. So like livestock wouldn't be able to survive there. Mm-hmm. You couldn't grow crops. You basically would have to be a fisherman pretty much, like if you lived there and just eat fish and trade, Mm-hmm. So this guy, our friend Gregor MacGregor.
Gregor MacGregor.
Of the Gregor clan.
Of the Gregor clan.
He goes back to England. He goes back to the UK and he calls himself, okay, first he names the land. So he names the land Poyais. 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 Mm. And he calls himself, he basically, when at that time, people, the king over in Ecuador was basically granting English settlers the title of king.
Goodness gracious.
Because when the Spanish came over trying to fucking usurp the land, they would be like, no, this land is claimed in the name of King whoever.
Gregor MacGregor.
Right. So he used this to his advantage and he named himself. Him named himself. He named himself Cacique of Poyer. Okay. The people there, he called them the Poyers. So he called himself the Cacique of Poyas. And he went back to England and he was like, hey, I've got this land. I am the Cacique of Poyas, which is the prince. I'm the crown prince of Poyas. But who's the king? There's no king because his dad is not the king because his dad's not there. He's the prince. He's named himself this. Prince Gregor MacGregor, King Cacique of Poyer.
Cacique of
Poyais. Today, the people there are called the Pesh. So, I guess they were called the Paya or the Poyer at the time. So in 1821, this was 1820 that he was over there. 1821, he went back to London and he was calling himself Cacique of Poyas, or just Cacique, which was a Spanish American word for native chief. And basically he was using it, to refer to himself as prince. So he claimed that he was, to be named King George Frederick Augustus. He claims that King George Frederick Augustus has made him Cacique of Poyas, right?
This is his allegation.
This is his story.
Okay.
So he starts putting out flyers and pamphlets, printing them up, saying,
"Come see me live.
Come to Cacique. Come settle here. The land is lush. You'll be able to grow all kinds of crops. You'll be able to harvest 3 times corn. You'll be able to, harvest corn 3 times a year. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to, build your settlements, have your farms. You'll flourish here." This is what he's putting in these pamphlets and to get people to come from the UK to settle over in Poyas.
So he can have like peasants or something. So he can have like, what's the point? Why? So you have people paying taxes? Like, what's up?
He's selling land.
I'm like, what is? I don't understand. Like, why?
Yeah, in order to get settlers over there, they have to buy land.
You want some of this land?
So he prints up fucking land vouchers, like not land vouchers. What do you call them? Land certificates.
Deeds. Yeah,
certificates. and is like, come on over.
Come over.
Yeah, buy your land, come over here, because he has 8 million square miles, or 8 million miles. Acres, yeah. 25, whatever.
It's a lot.
Yeah. It's a lot of fucking numbers.
Guys, it's a lot. Math. It's a lot.
He has 8 million acres. So an acre, if you settle, get people to settle on an acre of land, you can get 8 million settlers.
Yeah.
To your land.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah. Or 8 million families, whatever.
Or you could do like they do us now and give us like a piece of tiny bit of land.
Yeah, this isn't not even a quarter acre.
Mine is a quarter acre.
This is a quarter. Okay.
Yeah, my plot is a quarter acre.
Okay.
These other motherfuckers next door, they ain't got shit.
Yeah, they get like a sixth of an acre.
Yeah.
So
that's how we do those you people, in California.
Those no backyard people over there, they have like no backyard at all. Well, there's a bunch of land over around here for sale though. There's fucking 8 acres over there by my house. Not by my house, but near my house.
Come on over, buy some land.
Yeah, pretty much. So, okay. He, basically what he was doing, he was going around, the UK, ingratiating himself into society and getting, people who had money to invest in his kingdom. Basically, he basically tried to build himself a kingdom. That's what he did. He created a country. He was trying to get investments and investors, and he was trying to get settlers. So, what he didn't know, or what the people over there didn't know, because again, news traveled fucking slow as hell. And you had to travel by ship everywhere, don't forget. Like, you could not just fly over. You had to go by boat, which took days, weeks, maybe even months, depending on the size of the ship and all that shit. The land was garbage. It's pretty land, but it's shit. So it was worthless. He managed to get people to buy these fucking this land. He printed up his own money.
Oh fuck! Come on.
He started a bank of Poyas, and printed his own money.
Come on.
So he was doing an exchange. So, I'm going to give you this Poyas money. You give me your British pounds or whatever the money was.
Exchange.
No, it was pounds.
Right.
So, yeah.
This motherfucker.
The place that he was called, the settlement that he was giving them in the country, basically, the country of Poyas, was called St. Joseph. This is what he named this town. Mm-hmm. So, that's where these people were supposed to be going. So, he had printed a bill, $200,000 Poyas currency.
Dollar bill, $200,000.
It was a bond, yeah, a bond, and he basically, put it into the London money market, kind of like our Fed or whatever. And he started, selling titles and land to the people, colonists over there, because they were going to go colonize some land, because that's what they do.
Colonizers. And
so, yeah, he basically he was recruiting people in Scotland. He was recruiting people in Glasgow, Scotland. They also were trying to buy military posts, people for a military, a Poyas military. And basically, he was making money hand over fist, because these people were like, yeah, I'm in. Plus, the stock market in the UK at the time was having issues because of the Napoleonic Wars. So this happened when he was doing...
And this is the early 1800s as well.
This was right after the Napoleonic Wars, so the UK was recuperating. They, it was their... What do they call it? Their reconstruction. And so their stock market was already iffy. Well, they were buying into South American stocks and pounds, bonds and things like that, because they were more stable at the time. And people were like, okay, yeah. So they were giving this man, just giving him his money. So finally they get some fucking boat. 2 boats are going to go, and they're going to sail off to fucking Poyas.
Okay.
2 ships.
2 ships.
2 ships of people.
Is he living there at all, or he's just
he doesn't know. He doesn't live there. He says he does, but there's nothing there. There's no houses. There's no development there. Nothing. Okay. He doesn't live there.
Okay.
He just managed to get some land somehow from this king guy, and then went back over and was like, hey guys,
I've got some land. Let me sell it to you.
There's a country. I've started it. I am the prince of this country. It's called Poyas.
Got it.
And you can buy land there, and you'll be successful.
Got it. Lying sack of shit.
Basically. Okay, so there was 2 ships. The first ship of immigrants going over to fucking Poyas were led by a former British Army officer named Hector Hall. And MacGregor did start his own military. Mm-hmm. He called it the 2nd Native Regiment of Foot.
The 2nd Native Regiment of Foot?
2nd Native Regiment of Foot. Yeah. I guess it's a foot regiment. Okay. But he's on a boat. He's sailing. So, whatever. Gregor MacGregor gives Hector Hall the rank of lieutenant colonel. He named him, he gave him a title. A title over there. So he would have a title once they got to Poyas called Baron Tinto.
Tinto?
Tinto. T-I-N-T-O.
Tinto.
Baron Tinto. And he was supposed to give him basically 12,800 acres of land. So Hall's supposed to go, and he's sailing these 70 immigrants over to Honduras. The boat is called Honduras Packet. Mm-hmm. And fucking MacGregor had found this boat in South America, and he saw them waved them goodbye off to London, and so they went on fucking September 10th, 1822. This is so stupid. It's just they believed him. There's another guy, I don't know what his name is, something Mager. He gave him 5,000 Bank of Poyas dollars notes produced by the Bank of Scotland's official printer. So he got the Bank of Scotland to print this money, this Poyas money, and gave them money and was like, off you go. So they went. And they gave him gold for these notes, by the way.
Gold.
They gave him gold. So they sailed off. And then there was a second boat called Kennersley Castle, and there was a merchant ship, and it had 200 people, almost 200 people on it. So the other one had 70, and this one has 200. Mm-hmm. So 270 people ship off to fucking Poyas.
Oh, damn. And there ain't shit there. It's Firefest all over again.
There's nothing there. Again, he went over there, gave them some money. They exchanged it for their fucking valuables. And off they went to fucking Poyas. So, okay. They get to the fucking, to Poyas, right? They reach the Black River in November of 1822. They left, when did they leave? In January? September. No, I'm sorry. They left in September. Okay. They get there in November, so 2 months.
Okay.
Ish. Depending on what date they left and what date they actually arrived. Mm-hmm. They get there and there is nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing except trees, forest, woods, whatever you want to call it, jungle.
It's alone.
It's nothing. There's maybe at one time some indigenous people had settled there and set some foundations and built huts or whatever, mm-hmm. But there's nothing modern there. Nothing.
Welcome to the jungle. Mm-hmm.
There's no sign of this town that he said that they were supposed to go to, which was St. Joseph. Mm-hmm. They set up camp on the shore, and they assumed that the Poyasian authorities would contact them. Because, of course, they're supposed to be a fucking city. They're supposed to be a country.
Welcome. They think they're going to Hawaii, and they're going to have lays. And
no. So they start sending out search parties, trying to find people, trying to find this city of St. fucking Joseph.
So the boats just get out, bye, have fun. They peace out, and then they're
no, they're still there. The boat stays. They're all going there to stay. They're not supposed to be going back.
Okay.
They're going to stay.
Okay.
They sent search parties, and then they managed to come into contact with some natives. So some natives, helped them do searches. Because the natives are there ain't no such thing as St. Joseph. We've heard of it, but it doesn't exist.
What are you doing here, colonizer?
So Hector Hall was like, okay, well, I guess we got swindled. Like, we got fucking tricked.
We've been had! I wonder what they say back in the day in the 1820s.
But he didn't say anything because he was like, there's going to be a fucking uprising, right?
Kill everybody.
So he was like, I'm not going to say shit. I'm going to fuck off over here and see if I can go find people. So he took the boat and went back over to fucking the island of whatever the hell not the island, the Cape Gracias, Adios. He went back over there.
Adios, huh?
Adios. The Cape Grace of God, thank God. And so he went over there looking for, trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. But he keeps disappearing. Like, he keeps going. He comes back and he goes back. He keeps coming and going, trying to figure out what's going on.
Right.
He doesn't actually go back, to Scotland, but he's like, we need to know what's happening here. There's supposed to be this place called Poyas, and this man is supposed to be the cacique. And of course, the people at Cape Gracias de Adios are like, we don't know what you're talking about.
It's like the worst customer service ever.
We don't carry that item here.
What are you talking about? Like, this is McDonald's. I don't know. Tacos? What? Get out of here. You're in the wrong place.
Yeah, they're like,
do they have like unlimited fuel? Like how?
It's a sailboat. So it's
wind
powered.
Because I'm like, how?
It's not a steamer ship. It's the 1800s.
Okay.
It's a fucking sailboat.
So he's just living his best life sailing around the island.
He's not, because he's like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this asshole
can't be around all these
us.
people. I can't be around all these people.
And there's people, they're like, the people are like, we don't have nothing. There's nothing here.
They're gonna start eating each other.
They're trying to fucking build, they're trying to at least give themselves shelter. But it's hard because, again, the island, that area is like uninhabitable, because they don't have fucking bulldozers and
it's the 1820s.
Exactly. You have to do everything by hand.
Look at you think 2020 is a motherfucker, 1822, right? That sucks.
Okay, so yeah, Hall was like, "What the fuck? We're screwed." So weeks they're there for a long time. A few weeks later. The captain of the Honduras packet, which is Hall, he's like, this is when he leaves. He starts going. He leaves. And the people there are like, where the fuck, it's just us. And then it's these natives. Mm-hmm. So they're like, okay, let's just figure out some stuff here. The settlers were like, they're going to find us. They're going to find us. The Poyas government is going to find us.
There's no government.
Yeah, the Poyas government, they're going to find us.
There's no government, bro.
They're going to find us, right? Again, Hall's going over to Cape Gracias. Adios is like, we find out he's going to try to talk to the Mosquito King. The king of the Mosquito people.
Yeah. And,
figure out whatever or find another ship. People were starting to figure out, we're getting screwed. But a lot of them were like, no, he wouldn't do that to us. No, Gregor wouldn't do that to us. He's the cacique. He left us. He left us. So they were having issues. There was fucking, and then the fact that there's, they don't have running water. They don't have, basically they have to dig shitholes.
Oh God.
And they might not even be doing that. People are starting to get sick.
Oh.
They're starting to get fucking diseases.
I bet.
And they're laying around or running around basically in their own fucking filth. Mm. So there's no sanitation and they're in unsanitary fucking... and they, instead of saying, okay, maybe we should move, they stay in the same place. You shit all over this place.
They're not thinking...
Why are you staying here?
I don't even think,
they said that,
hygiene was a thing back then.
Well, look, it says... disease seized upon them and spread rapidly. Lack of proper food and water and failure to take the requisite sanitary precautions brought on intermittent fever and dysentery. Whole families were ill. Most of the sufferers lay on the ground without protection from the sun and rain, then a few leaves and branches thrown across some sticks for their fucking ramshackle huts that they were trying to build. They didn't even know how to put together a proper, shelter. Many were so weak as to be unable to crawl to the woods for the common offices of nature. I don't know what that means.
Bathroom.
Basically, the stench arising from the filth they were in was unendurable.
That's nasty.
That's what one of the I guess the authors of one of the books about this wrote in 1927. So they were basically, again, laying around in their own shit.
That's nasty.
Shitting all over each other.
I'm gonna shit on these walls, Ray.
So another colonist left. The second set of colonists disembarked from the Kennersley Castle ship in March of 1823. Mm-hmm. So, all 720 of them aren't even there yet. I'm sorry, 270 of them aren't even there yet. The first one is the 70 people that were on the Honduras
Express.
Yeah, that one. That thing. The Honduras packet. Okay. So the Kennersley Castle sailed from, having sailed MacGregor's victims near future. So they brought a bunch of shit with them, of course.
Because they were prepared for a 3-hour tour.
They brought medicine. They brought, food. They brought enough. So they even had 2 doctors with them.
Okay.
The other fucking 70 people didn't.
Okay.
These did. So apart from Hall, none of the military officers, government officials, or civil servants appointed by MacGregor made any serious attempt to organize the party. So he fucking appointed these people as leaders, and they didn't even try to lead.
They was like, I'm just a fucking bee in the hive with no direction. Doesn't the hive die when the queen's gone?
Yes.
Yeah, because they don't know shit.
They don't. Yeah, they serve the queen. That's it. Mm-hmm. So again, Hall is going back and forth from Cape Dios. But he wasn't telling them where he was going. So people were getting pissed because they're like, where the fuck have you been? You been off eating food?
Where was your people?
Have you been, where have you been?
You look fat and happy, fool.
Okay, there people are fucking wasting away, dirty, fucking wearing rags, looking like, what's his name? Oliver Twist. So people started dying. It started raining. It was the rainy season came and bugs came and they started getting sick.
Ugh, mosquitoes.
Yeah. Diseases, they got malaria, they got yellow fever. Some of them got fucking depression.
I bet they got depression. Come on.
Yeah. One guy brought his wife and his 3 kids and they all died.
Damn.
Another guy who was supposed to be the royal shoemaker, he was going to go over there and make shoes for the royal fucking cacique of Poyas. He killed himself.
Oh my God.
He left his family over in Edinburgh and he killed himself in fucking Poyas.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. So finally they get discovered in May of 1823.
So almost a year later, 6 months.
So the first settlers got in there in November. The second ones got there in March. But the second ones were okay.
Yeah.
So September to March, what is that? 6 months. By then, they got discovered by the Mexican Eagle, which was a schooner coming from British Honduras, carrying the chief magistrate of Belize, Marshal Bennett. They discovered them. And by then, 7 men and 3 children had died. And a bunch of people were fucking sick. He told them that there was no such thing as Poyas. That doesn't exist here.
No such thing here.
And he told them it doesn't exist. And it was nobody ever heard of this cacique that you speak of. And you guys should probably go home. Or at least come to British Honduras.
Come to my town.
Yeah. Come over. We'll help you. Because you guys are going to die.
Yep.
And a lot of them were like, no, we'll just wait for Hector Hall to come back.
No.
Because he's over there going to Gracia de Dios.
He's just doing his thing.
He's still trying to figure out shit. Meanwhile, the other guys are like, hey, we know what's happening. This shit.
I would have pieced the fuck out. I'm like, fuck Hector.
This shit ain't working. Y'all need to come with us.
Fuck Hector.
They're like, we'll wait for him. Dummies.
Idiots.
So they, they were trying, and they were hopeful that the news of what was going on there would get back to the UK. Well, a half a week later, fucking Hector Hall comes back with the Mosquito King, and he tells them that this fucking land grant that I gave this asshole is revoked. You guys need to go. And I never fucking granted him title of cacique.
Okay.
You guys have been fucked over. You should probably go home. He's like, I didn't give him the right to sell land or raise any loans against this land. And you guys need to fucking go. You're in fact George Frederick Augustus' territory. You're here illegally and you need to leave unless you pledge allegiance to me. They were like, okay, we're gone. But 40 people were too fucking sick, so they couldn't leave. It's like, dude, y'all are trespassing. Get the fuck out or you start working for me. That's what happened.
Oh, that's funny.
So they go back home. Well, they don't all go back. Only actually like less than 50 people ever made it back because at least 180 people died.
I believe it.
Okay, so basically this is what happened. Because there's some bullshit. He does this. The 250 people basically left. 270 basically left. 180 people died. Okay. 50 actually came back to the UK. The rest, who knows where they are now. Well, they're dead. But some of them, stayed over there because they couldn't fucking make the trip back. Anyway, after the survivors came back, because that's basically where he left. He left London and he went to France. But he told people that he was going to go to Paris, that he was taking his wife on vacation to Paris. But he actually went to France because he was trying to get them to buy fucking land in Poitiers.
He's an asshole.
He went to France. Okay, so he basically persuaded some Compagnie de la Nouvelle Nuestrie, I guess.
Compagnie.
Compagnie. I don't know. De la Nouvelle Nuestrie. He convinced them to basically start looking for investors and settlers that would want to go to Poitiers. So,
but didn't King of the Mosquitoes rebuke his claim?
Yeah, but he didn't know that because he was over in England
being an asshole,
and they were, over there
in South America. Yeah,
yeah. So, he kept trying, and I guess he was trying to ingratiate himself with King Ferdinand VII of Spain to make Poitiers a Spanish protectorate. So basically, he was asking for protection from Spain for, Poitiers. But meanwhile, there is no fucking Poitiers, and the people in that area don't like the Spanish. So he's just
they have a shared hate for each other, right?
The English, yeah. And so, there's British Honduras, and he's trying to fucking get Spain to make them a protectorate, the country that doesn't even exist. 4 months later, he offered to lead a Spanish campaign to reconquer Guatemala using Poitiers as a base. So basically, you guys come over here, you can use my land as your base, and then you can go over there and try to conquer Guatemala. He was just being stupid and shady as fuck.
And you have no land, sir.
You don't have, yeah, exactly.
This sir, you have no land.
So Spain was like, fuck you. We're not doing nothing. Get out of here. Because it's just then there's he starts roping other people into this shit, and it's so stupid. So basically what happens is that he goes on trial. They're like, fuck you. You fucked a bunch of people over. You're a liar. You took their money. You fucking doomed some people. You're an asshole. You need to go to fucking prison.
You doomed people.
That's what he did. He did. So the company, that Compagnie de la Nouvelle Nuestrie, his managing director was a man called Le Houby. And he agreed to sell the French company up to 500,000 acres in Poitiers for its own settlement scheme. So basically he was doing some dirt too, right? Well, they both got caught in France. And France was like, you guys are going down. So before that, the French government was looking for both of them. They went into hiding. Both of them.
They're on the run.
Yeah. MacGregor went into hiding in the French provinces, and Le Houby went to southern Netherlands.
Le Houby.
Lehuby. 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 They both ran away.
Well, they're bitches.
Yes.
So.
Pretty much. And then there was a couple of other people. They were being investigated for conspiracy to defraud and sell titles to land they didn't own. Mm-hmm. And they were like, no, we didn't do that. We didn't. Oh, actually, it was two other people. These Hippisley and Irving. I don't even know who they are because they're really not that important. But they, so basically there's 4 of them that are being charged right now. Mm-hmm. But the other 2 are in hiding. Mm-hmm. And so they finally catch up with MacGregor. And because he was trying to, he's so stupid. I mean, he was very cunning when he managed to do this. MacGregor was arrested after 3 months and brought to La Force prison on December 7th, 1825. And he was like telling the other 2 guys that got arrested with him, the 2 British guys, because Lahoubi is French. The other 2 British guys, he was like, I think the charges are a result of some kind of change of policy by France or some Spanish intrigue calculated to undermine the Poyasian independence. Basically, he's like, oh, well, they just don't want Poyas to be independent. So that's why they're doing this. Because, they don't want us to have our own country in South America. No, dude, you're a liar and a thief. So he wrote a letter that by him being held a prisoner in France, it goes against human rights. And you're holding me in prison for reasons that I don't know. And you haven't told me why you're holding me prisoner.
How dare you?
So, that whole bullshit. And he said he was suffering as one of the founders of independence in the New World. And the French people were like, you're stupid and you're full of shit and you can take that letter and shove it up your ass. So they went to trial April 6th, 1826. Lahoubi was gone. He was still in the Netherlands, but so they tried him in absentia, which means that they held the trial without him, basically present. Basically, he got off. Fucking these 2 dudes, the dudes that I said weren't important, they fucking got prison sentences.
That's messed up.
They didn't even do it. Well, I won't say they didn't do anything, but I don't think they did anything because I'm really not interested in them. Hippisley and Irving. So if you are, you can find it. But they were not as culpable as fucking Gregor MacGregor. And he got off, and fucking Lahoubi wasn't even there, got off.
They always want a fall guy, dude. They just want somebody to do the time, and, it's fucked up.
So finally, they got off. The prosecutor was like, there's insufficient evidence to prove this case. And of course, MacGregor was like, he cooperated with the investigation fairly in opening. And so the guy withdrew the charges. The 3 judges confirmed the defendant's release. So this is the first time they all got off. A full and perfect acquittal, that is what they got. But then they fucking finally got Lahoubi back. Mm-hmm. They're like, your asses are going to trial again.
I got you, Lahoubi.
Lahoubi, yep. So they got a new trial scheduled for May 20th of 1826. And fucking MacGregor prepared a statement, the 5,000-word statement that was basically a lie.
What did he say? Describing
that he, they basically made up a story about like his background, what he was doing in South America, and that, he was innocent and he didn't do anything. He never tried to defraud anyone. That was their statement, basically. But it was 5,000 words of garbage. The trial began July 10th, 1826. His attorney, his name was Mary Lou.
Let's just call him Mary Lou.
Mary Lou. Mary Lou. Basically, yeah, they read his little 500-word statement, and the court was like, okay, you're free to go.
What?
Yeah, they basically were like, oh, this is what it says. Okay. They let him go. Lahoubi was convicted of making false representations regarding the sale of shares and sentenced to 13 months in prison. Mm-hmm. And Hippisley and Irving, the other 2, they didn't even get sentenced. They were stricken from the record. I thought they went to jail, but they didn't.
Well, it's the 1820s. What's really going to happen?
Yeah. So Lahoubi, the French guy, went to jail for 13 months. Prison for 13 months. Mm-hmm. MacGregor went back to Britain. He was doing some bullshit still. Finally, he left, and then he went back to Venezuela, and he died.
And he died.
He died. He died in Caracas, December 4th, 1845, and he was buried with full military honors in Caracas Cathedral with President Carlos Soulet, fucking French people in Caracas, cabinet ministers and military chiefs of Venezuela marching behind his coffin, blah, blah, blah. The guy was he was dirty.
For MacGregor?
MacGregor.
Gregor
MacGregor. That's his name.
Gregor MacGregor.
Gregor MacGregor. Oh, he was a general, yeah. General Gregor MacGregor. Look at his fat face. They drew everybody fat back then, didn't they?
Yeah, he looks like Napoleon. He looks like Napoleon.
Well,
save that and send it to me.
He fought in the Napoleonic Wars, but he wasn't Napoleon.
How do you feel like you're not responsible for that? He's like, I didn't know that there wasn't this there, and
he knew exactly because he'd been there.
This, that, or the other.
He told them that.
I used the wrong wording in my statement. I don't know.
Oh no! Okay, so they made up a fake fucking they drew a fake
website.
They drew up like a picture of what the island, or not the island,
yeah,
the area
Fire Fest. No, it's Fire Fest all over again.
I'll show it to you.
That was the first Fire Fest. Like, remember on they did a fake map making it look like it was done.
Mm-hmm.
Bunch of dicks.
Yeah, because again, they're supposed to be like the capital city of Poyas was supposed to be St. Joseph, which did not exist because he's a liar. Trying to get these people's money.
They're out there.
Oh, I just want to party with you.
Have you been getting these fraud calls lately? They're like on a rampage right now.
I haven't received any to my phone. Actually, I think I have, but I don't answer them, so I don't.
Well, they're calling my daughter's phone, they're calling my work phone, and they're calling my cell phone.
Asking for you?
No. This is the Social Security office, blah, blah, blah. We've been trying to reach you for your, just all the bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is leaking my phone numbers?
I think they're just dialing random numbers.
They are, because the funny thing is the number that calls, it has my same area code and same prefix.
Yeah.
The last four is different. I'm like, are you guys kidding?
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Because they do that, like, there's a 256 number that always calls Mom's house, but it's like, there's never anybody there. It's always a voice, message. I'll send you that Gregor MacGregor picture. Oh, okay. Look, this is what he drew the island was supposed to look like. So people were convinced. Look, this is what they drew. What it was supposed to look like.
Oh.
The main harbor of Poyas.
So they drew that.
You see those buildings? They weren't there. There weren't any buildings there.
This is the original Fire Fest, Brandi. Send that to me too. All right. Well, I want to see it. Get me a drone shot. Fuck you and your bullshit.
Yeah.
And your lies.
Yeah. Big fat fucking lies. I mean, this guy it was easy for them because people were trying to buy into the South American market anyway, because the stock exchange in England at the time was basically, there was only like trading at like 3% because of the Napoleonic Wars.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So, Brandi, do you have a thumbs up for the week? It's October this week. Girl, September's over. We've been in quarantine for 6 months. 6 months.
I think it's been more than 6 months now. Like, if you count
March.
days.
I'm just counting March.
You're just counting the...
March to September. It took 6 months in my eyes. Some people a little earlier, some people a little later, but it's been about 6 months.
Yeah, it's been a little longer, but yeah.
So no thumbs up?
So 90 Day Fiance, The Other Way is on hiatus. So it's coming back next month. And also The Real Housewives of Orange County starts next month.
Oh, yeah.
In October. So I guess those are the things I can look forward to. I don't really watch the Orange County anymore, but Vicky's not going to be on there anymore, so I'm glad about that. I Kelly.
Shannon's the only I think Shannon is the one with the most seniority on the show, which is weird to me.
It might be Kelly.
Shannon was before Kelly.
Was she?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't really like Kelly, so I'd rather her not even be on there. But maybe they'll bring back somebody old. Maybe Gina will come back. Gina Keogh.
Yeah.
She probably won't, but wow, yeah. That's crazy. What's your thumbs up for the week?
I'm waiting I ordered shirts for us 2 months ago, and they're still not here.
Where are they at? Where'd you order them from?
Oh my God, I need to message that girl because she has some shirts for me. I
need to message that girl.
Our shirts got delayed, so they're delayed another week or two. But for certain patrons at certain levels, I will be sending y'all some shirts. If you are not, oh my God, I don't even know our tiers, but 2 people are getting shirts. And if you want a shirt, join us. And I need your sizes. But I don't know, dude. C'est la vie. It is life. I'm living the treat yourself lifestyle.
I guess.
And I'm just do you, boo boo, because tomorrow you can get hit by a car. So
that's true.
Tomorrow you could be in a coma. I'm just saying, shit gets real, and 2020 is nonstop. I feel like everybody is having the worst day of the week, of the month, of the year. Everybody's having their worst time. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with pressure. So I think that's why people are losing their shit. And it's don't crack under that pressure. You're just about to become a diamond. Stay strong, and we will get through this. That's how I feel. But I'm tired as fuck. So thank you guys for listening. This might sound a little weird, but thanks so much for listening. We do appreciate you guys. Leave us a review. Please do leave us a review. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed to us, or connect with us on social. We'd love to chat, or connect with us on Patreon. Whatever floats your boat. Anything else, Brandi?
It's Bolt, bitches. That's all.
It's Bolt, bitches. So I'm Sunni Hepburn.
And I'm Brandi Flakes.
And this was Book of Lies, the podcast.
It's Bolt, bitches.